Greetings, friends, and welcome back to Recon by Fire, where today I'm going to be going over my round 2 match in the Tampa Open. Our list was a Canis Rex just to handle the midboard and bully our opponent's anti-tank. We're running 4 Helverins that are going to be our anti-personnel and kind of Terminator squad eliminators because of that flat 3 damage. I did want to take 6 Warglaves and 3 Helverins, but ended up switching them out because of the points changes. Running 5 Warglaves with Meltas because I think they are fantastic. I wish they were a little bit better in melee, but for 150 points, I cannot complain. Caldus Assassin to run all the secondary goodness, and occasionally when we need her in a pinch to put down that sweet Vect aura to stop our opponent from going off with stratagems and key points in the match. 6 Inquisitorial Agents because these were subductors, but of course with the points changes, I had to sneak in something to do secondaries and screen out certain charges against melee armies. And finally, a Navigator for that sweet 10 or 12-inch no-fly zone, which I think is fantastic and something that we really lack as an army. But also the occasional force a battle shock on opponent. I've been able to steal some objectives that way as well. That is the list, so let's dive into the game. Round 2 of the event, and my team puts me up against Bryce M piloting Aeldari, which is a matchup I'm not super familiar with. I've probably had about a total of 3 games into Aeldari, each one being very different. This one was supply drop on hammer and anvil deployment, with smoke and mirrors being the mission rule. Unfortunately, this terrain layout isn't very good for knights, in my opinion, just because of the way the buildings are set up. There's not many places for us to get straight obscuring. And this is the first time I go up against fire prisms, which, if you do not know, they can shoot through each other. So as long as they can see each other, they can shoot through each other, which kind of makes sense, that whole prism bending light thing. But what would happen is if this one popped out here and could get line of sight on this Armiger, spoiler alert, then since this one can shoot and this one can see it through here, then he's able to shoot this one through this one to here. So you can still get 2 lines of sight on his anti-tank on this Armiger. So that was a little scary to me, especially just because I just never played into him. That sounded really scary. The fact that he can get 2 rounds of solid anti-tank into something, if one of them can see him, makes it very difficult for me to be able to kind of do the thing where I'll expose an Armiger or a Canis to just part of their anti-tank. The other big thing that they had that was a little scary was this Wraith Guard squad, because of the fact that they have strength 14 weapons, and if they're shot at, they can shoot back. The difference is that they are within 18 inches is the range, so the trick is to shoot at them outside of 18 inches. It proves to be a little more difficult. You'll see this was a very interesting game. I'm not sure if I could have played it better or not. I mean, obviously I could have always played it better, but I'm not sure if it was just dice rolls or tactics or whatnot, but we'll see in a little bit. Sorry for the awkward picture. I'm still kind of getting the hang of this, but essentially you can tell everything is deployed as far back as possible, just because of the fact that I didn't want them to go first and be able to start picking up models. And so I tried to hide things the best I could. Some stuff I was just kind of unfortunate about. For example, this Helverin, right? If I put it a little further north, this one could have come out and shot it. And so I figured, and that's where I kind of bit the bullet a little bit. I was like, oh, I'll just expose you to one side, right? So this one had to come out to shoot. But again, it was very difficult. This one I could not hide either, because of the way the deployment was. If I scooted it any forward to get behind this one, it would have been past the deployment zone. And as you can tell, everything is packed here. This spot up here is a trap as well, just because of this angle of shooting. It would not be too difficult to get there. It probably was safer, now that I think about it, to be honest with you, because they would have to come all the way around to probably get a good line of sight. But I voted for this kind of deployment. And as you can tell, ended up putting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I just had my 1 Warglaive in strategic reserve. Started with everything else on the board, hopefully trying to pressure them a little bit. I don't remember if their list had the guys that you can pick up and put down. I forgot what they're called, but the melee squad. So no, they did not, because they had 2 sets of spiders, and the spiders can move the flat 24 inches or something preposterous like that. So nothing too spicy here on the performance. I just end up wanting to have Canis as far back as possible to make sure behind the only building he really couldn't get shot at all. It does put him out of the game for a minute, but again, I want to be conservative with my Canis. My agents are back here just guarding or not doing anything, really just waiting for like containment or something like that. And then I put the Calidus here because I thought this was going to be safe. But again, surprise, surprise, just the massive movement from the spiders and things makes it pretty scary. You'll see here in a minute. And then this one's hiding in the building because it's pretty much the only one I could completely hide in the building and not get line of sight. The deployment was awkward as well, just because of all the stuff out in no man's land, out in the open, but we'll see how it goes. Top of round 1, and Bryce Morrison goes first. They end up drawing Mark for Death and Recover Assets. So not a great first draw, but they still managed to make do. So as you can see, this is the bottom. I don't remember what these are. I'm sure he had them there for a reason, but oh, that's right, because these are the ones where the objectives pick up. That's what it was. And this was the objective that was going to stay the longest. This was the first one to go, second and third. No, the other way around. I'm sorry. First to go, second to go, and then the last one to stay. So I already knew that I was going to try to focus on this one very early, and we'll see that here in a little bit. But so he pretty much just moves everyone up pretty casually. And as you can tell, he had a ton of movement here. With these guys, they did not get in range to charge, thankfully. So I have one turn of reprieve here. But these spiders, as you saw, absolutely like pounced as far as possible and got within charge range of my Calidus. I overwatched. That's why Oh, that's right, because they were in the building, so she could see them. So once they finished, she overwatched and managed to take down 3 of them, which was very fortunate for me. I rolled really good on her flamer, which normally doesn't happen, but that managed to take down 3 of them. So she had the chance of living. They shot back at her and took her to 1, as I explained earlier. So he popped this one out, which, yeah, because it's still in the building. So he popped this one out. This one scooted over so he could see it through the building, right? And then both of them shot this armiger that was sticking out here. Unfortunate. And then he used I believe it's a 2 CP strat to hide it back. And then there you go. He started to recover, I believe, with this squad here. And then obviously he has a squad of something back here. Oh, no, these guys. He started to recover here. And yeah, that's the end of his turn 1. Top of round 2, and they draw Cleanse and Defend Stronghold. And I gotta say, they show some very solid discipline here as far as being just respectful of like the score and not being too overtly forward. They do end up doing that whole fire prism thing again. This time they don't pick one up. I believe they shot here, wounded it. These guys did the cleanse action. I guess it did charge them, or is this the bottom of round? Because Canis is up here now. Oh man, I guess I missed a picture, or my phone was acting up. Sorry, I don't have the best phone. So actually, my apologies. This looks like the bottom of round 2. So they got guys on this objective. We moved the Helverin forward. What did we draw on round 2? It was Cull the Horde and Defend Stronghold. And it looks like I didn't cycle away Cull the Horde, so I think this squad gives me Cull the Horde, I think is what he said. So because of that, I couldn't discard it, and it was scary shooting into him. I do make a misplay with Overwatch, but I think that's later on. Don't believe... So my goal initially was to bring Canis up and try to charge them, so then I could do the majority of my damage in melee, and then that way they aren't able to shoot back. And so I think, pretty sure I ignored them. Because if not, then they picked a dude up because they're super powerful. That was the goal of Canis coming back here, was to hide from them. But unfortunately, Canis needed to get on the objective because that squad did pick up the Warglaive. I managed to kill some of them, but not all of them. I did I rapid ingress this Warglaive here, which was fantastic for me because this allowed me to one-tap his Warlord. Unfortunately, I decided to go for the Warlord for the Feel No Pain and the CP versus going for this thing. And yeah, it is what it is. He had to come down exactly here so this prism couldn't shoot him. I believe the prism went to Canis and then took him down to 12. That might have been part of these guys as well. But as you can see, Canis picks up the squad and wounds one of them, but doesn't kill them, which was a definite problem. But I did have to toe on to the objective, which you'll see will hurt a little bit here in a minute. I wanted to stay behind the template, but I had to charge, and that put me on the template, unfortunately, because as you can see, the objective overlaps outside of it. So I was hoping to stay outside of it, but c'est la vie. These guys move forward. Again, I don't like how far back I am. I think I should push forward, and you'll see here in a minute why. But yeah, that's pretty much where I cleaned up what was in here. And so he's starting to look a little skim on units already, but I'm not feeling too great because he still has the prisms, and these guys, they're super durable. The other thing is the leader he has with them, the captain, regenerates them. So it's like I have to kill the entire squad or not. So Canis doesn't shoot into him with his gun, even though I wanted to. I'm pretty sure the prisms went into him, and that's what did it. But thankfully, I rotated ion shields. We don't score Cull the Horde, and we don't score... What was the other one? Defend Stronghold. Why don't we score Defend Stronghold? Oh, it looks like I held it till... Oh, yeah, we did score it. We scored it next turn. Okay, cool. Yeah, I scored Defend Stronghold with the Navigator back here because he didn't have a way to get on it. So easy peasy. Top of round 3, they end up drawing Assassination and Secure No Man's Land. Felt like that was pretty good for me. There was no way they were going to take down Canis. I say no way, but as you can tell, he's at 3. So that was pretty scary. He fell them back, brought the prisms in, shot Canis again, right? We agreed that that was enough to see. And then I believe these guys all shot into the Warglaive. Unfortunately, they hit pretty good with their bright lances, taking it down to 1 wound remaining, which was clutch because you guys know even a wounded Warglaive or a wounded knight can do a lot of damage. So that worked out. The rest went into Canis, taking him down to 3 between the melee here and here. He fell back with both of them. I think only charged with this guy, which is weird because Canis should have picked him up. So I'm not exactly sure. Oh, because this is his turn. That's right. Well, no, because Canis still would have fought back and like picked him up. So I'm not sure what happened here. Because Canis should have picked these guys up. Maybe he made his saves or something. Brought in the Calidus to put the Vectora here. She didn't have any secondaries. And again, I'm really irritated. I think I was just playing safe with these guys, but I think I just needed to go all in. I needed to fire with... I did sequence my shooting, and he did it correctly. Like, I shot into them with the Helverins, and he waited until the Warglaive shot, and that's what he blew up. He didn't even shoot at Canis, even though he could have. I think Canis did go into him, didn't. My apologies. It's been a couple of weeks now since the event, so I do apologize. I need to start doing these a little bit sooner. This guy stayed there because he had no way of answering. These guys move in the middle, and I don't really remember. I don't think they did anything, which is odd. I don't know why they're just standing there. Because, again, I mean, secure no man's land. He has to get this here. But I do chip away at them, just not as much as I wanted to. But, again, they're the thing on the board, and I had Cull the Horde, so I tried to do what I could. But they do manage to pick up 2 Warglaives. Unfortunately, they rolled really well. And, yeah, a little painful, but such is life. That being said, I did have him start to squeeze these guys in. So you're going to see we have a pretty good turn next turn. So not having the Warglaives was a problem just because of melee, and you'll see here. But we do manage to score, like I said, defend, and we get storm hostile objective and recover assets. I don't have the... actually, I'm lying. I do have the bodies because I have the Navigator and I have the Calidus and this guy up here. So what ends up happening is this guy recovers assets. He comes out to recover assets, but it also comes out so I can battle shock these dudes, which I believe worked, if I remember correctly. Then this Warglaive comes up, and I purposely kept him so he could barely shoot. That way, when these guys shot, if he pulled these dudes, then he wouldn't be able, or I'm sorry, I positioned him in a way where only this row of dudes could see him. So he had like 3 more dudes here, or maybe 2 more. I don't remember. But this way, if he did decide to shoot back at this one, only 2 of them plus the leader would be able to shoot at him. And I figured that was a good way to mitigate and kind of keep my one Warglaive. It did make the charge worse, but I think holding on to this guy was quite important. Unfortunately, yeah. As you can tell, he went down to 9, so he did take a hit. And the Helverins came in, shot. I did Squire's duty here, trying to do what I could. They took some hits going in. Obviously, in melee, I did it just to tie him up, but I believe he had a fallback and shoot. Maybe he didn't. The Warglaive did not move because I did not, at 1 wound, I did not want to risk getting overwatched, unfortunately. So, but it was still within Melta of this prism. And as you can tell, there's one gone. So yeah, this one just one tapped this prism that was here. And he had to move the one that was in the back out to shoot at Canis. And thankfully, Canis survived. I was grateful. Either that or he shot here. But it worked out. Canis picked up these two as we expected. And then I stayed off the objective this time. So they couldn't shoot at him, but that also meant he couldn't shoot at them. Maybe that was a mistake. I'm not sure. But I wanted to keep him alive at this point. That way I had that nice OC sitting on this objective to avoid him trying to get it. But as you can see, he's starting to make a shift. The one issue I had here, and I think I could have done better definitely, is knowing that this objective was going to start to go away. I should have moved this Helverin out this way. My worry was that he was going to be able to shoot it, but thinking in hindsight, if he did shoot at this one, it would deny me early primary now, but it's less shooting that's going this direction, right? So that, like I said, was the unfortunate thing because I did want to move this one and try to take this or challenge it. But again, with this, the support weapon, the Bright Lancer, which moved here, and the prisms, I just didn't want to risk him getting up one shot off and killing him on my turn. So I left him there. And then, of course, I mean, that worked out right because I did pick something up. So we did manage to recover assets. They were not able to stop that, thankfully. And then we did storm hostile objective because of the OC of the Battle Shock and the Helverin being 8. So luckily we got pretty lucky there and stole that one. And I'll happily take that. That's the sweet thing about Armigers, right? That sweet 8 OC. Top of round 4, starting to get down to the wire. They drew bring it down and overwhelming force. So unfortunate draw for me, but it kind of also told me where they were going. So luckily, yep, as expected, they fired everything they needed to into Canis. Canis was pretty low. I was unable to save him, but luckily Sir Hekhtur was able to pop out in a way where nothing else could shoot at him. But I am nervous about this bike. He did get his CP guy in there, which was funny. Like they both hit each other wet noodles. I really thought he was gonna die, but he didn't. They both are absolutely horrible. So Canis survived, which was great. So I was able to deny him some sweet points there for bring it down. But he does manage to. We scored him 2 points, so he took down an Armiger. Oh, that's right. He took down this one. Yep. So sure enough, all the pop shots into this one scores the one. I mean, you want me to make a 3-up save? Come on now. That's asking a lot. So this one goes down, does not explode, unfortunately. And I'm in the same position again with this one because he's down to 5. Like, I think I am a little too worried about Overwatch, I will admit. But I've had enough things get picked up on my turn on Overwatch that it's extremely frustrating and has always made me very cautious of it. Knights aren't familiar with that because our Overwatch is very mediocre to bad, but other armies can definitely do some work with Overwatch. And so the last thing I wanted to do, unfortunately, because I think if I was able to get the Warglaive in to shoot this, then I would have been able to pop it like we did last turn. And I think that was a big play, but it was so low on health that I think he had a chance to make the one shot Overwatch and kill it that I didn't. And that was probably my mistake. I think I should have. I think I still should have because that would have potentially locked up the game. But so they come out, they try to take down Canis. This guy moves in. And then these guys, I guess we just stay in combat. And I think I heroicked. That's what I did. I heroicked here to deny them this, which was, I think, correct. I just wanted to get as much OC on here. So if they did take this down, right, then I still had one there to score. And so I actually heroically intervened with the Helverin. And yeah, melee is, this guy's still sitting there again. I was there way too much. He should have came around the corner, still touched the objective so I could make movement. You'll see this in a little bit. But they hold on to overwhelming force, right? Because right now we're tied. So it was still pretty huge because they did deny me this primary here because of Sir Hekhtur and this guy both being 1 OC, which is highly unfortunate. I did consider heroically intervening here, but I didn't for some reason. I don't remember why, because I did think about it. Maybe I was short on CP or something. She wasn't battle shocked yet because she's just tested. So I think she succeeded this time. So I'm not sure because I know I thought about it and I wish I could recollect the reason why I didn't, because that would give me fights first to kill this guy and put me on the point. But I think maybe I was worried about the bike getting in there. I'm not 100% sure. Or maybe it was this. Maybe I think it was this, honestly. I think that's why she didn't. I think it is because I wanted to make sure I got this, so this Warglaive would not go. If this Warglaive went down, I still had this and could deny them. Alrighty. Yep. Notice that the Warglaive isn't there, right? So yeah, it died in Overwatch, unfortunately. Sir Hekhtur moved back. Callis got on the point to secure it. Oh, and I guess she failed her battle shock. So that's unfortunate. What did we draw here? We drew area denial and containment, which was, yeah, that, oh man, that's right. Oh, that was so bad. I remember that now. So I did not want to do containment here. He could not reach the table edge, and he don't think was battle shocked. I think I just didn't want to risk him getting shot, and so I put him behind the building. I guess he must have been battle shocked as well. I think he was, and I just didn't put a token on him because there's no reason for him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they both failed their battle shocks, and I just didn't put a token on him because there's no reason for him to not be able to position himself here and then be able to do containment. That's still outside my deployment zone. So unfortunately, they both failed their battle shocks. I still did put her on the point because I wanted to have something on there. And I put her in a position where the prism would have to go all the way around to shoot her. This is where it started to get kind of tight, right? This is the bottom of 4. These guys stayed alive because we're just noodle slapping each other in melee. But obviously my shooting, the problem is the AP won into a 2-up armor save, right? So this guy finally comes out, but he comes out to do containment and I keep him safe again. This was a mistake, 100%. Like if I could go back, I think my maneuvering of this guy was a huge mistake because of, I just should have been more aggressive, right? Again, any firing that went this way prevents this. So this objective's gone. So he does containment that puts him further away from going this direction, right? Where he wanted to go. So not the most exciting turn. We obviously try to do what we can here, but we aren't able to get area denial, but we do containment here. These guys, it would have been nice to get the extra 3 points, but like I said, these two were battle shocked. I did lose the Warglaive in. Now I'm trying to think because I got rid of the bike. So the question is, did the Helverins shoot into the bike to get rid of it, or did the Warglaive shoot into it to get rid of it? I think the Warglaive shot, and then I tried to charge, and that's what killed it, I believe. Maybe not. No, I think I did. I moved forward. He shot it in Overwatch, and then the Helverins took the bike out. And yep, so that's where we're at here at the bottom of 4. We ended up breezing through turn 5, so I don't have a picture of it. This is the end of the game. But we denied them. We managed to outsee them here, and of course clear out this objective, even though the Calidus was battle shocked, and so they scored 0 on primary. That was pretty huge. They did have overwhelming force from last turn, and then drew extend battle lines, which was a great draw for them. They pushed forward with the prism. It had enough movement to touch the objective, so it OC'd and then fired in the Calidus, picked her up. Unfortunate, but expected. These two were locked in combat here. I believe they managed to finally take down a Helverin, but they were dwindled down as well here. And then this one popped out and shot into these guys, or shot into the prism. But that was essentially their turn. Our turn, we draw Secure No Man's Land and Sabotage. That was fantastic for us. The Navigator moved in here, touched this building to complete the sabotage action. The Sir Hekhtur took this point, right? And we blew up the prism with our Helverins. Both the Helverins popped in. Remember, the big difference was the fact that we were honored. So then we were able to get that 4 damage on the flat guns, and they shot into here, took it down. It exploded. That's why I was nervous, because you see Canis at, or Sir Hekhtur at 1. So he exploded, did D3 mortals. No, he did D2. He did 2 because he doesn't get the feeling pain. And so he survived at 1, which was enough to secure this objective and give me the 15 points at the end of the game to secure victory on a 13-7. But it was very close. It was very close for sure. Again, I think I overestimated the durability of these guys and should have just rushed them and shot them. Granted, I will say he did a great job. Every turn, he popped them out, shot, paid the 2 to put it back in. Popped it out, shot. He did that 3 turns in a row, so it made it very difficult until I pushed up this way to do it. And unfortunately, because of that, it was in a position where I wasn't going to be able to shoot it first until that point. So I definitely think the big thing there is I should have pushed this way, maybe just given him that one and then secured this, right? And I have to remember that he has to shoot at me first, and he's going to spend it on the prisms. So these guys, if I was a little more aggressive with my warglaives, right, come in and then start touching these guys, then I do a lot to dismantle this. I was just playing a little scared. As you guys know, I am fairly conservative because I feel like my models can get picked up quite a bit. But overall, we did set an early game plan that this was going to be the target that we were going to go for, and it worked out in the end, right? Where if you look at our primary, we were very low on primary early on, but picked it significantly up at the end of the game, which is where it mattered most, where it was the other way around for our opponent. So yeah, I think it played out well. Our opponent was fantastic. We talked through a lot of stuff. Great guy. Definitely had some good discussions about movement and whatnot. Just line of sight, I think they played it very well. The end part was super fun, just because it was definitely a puzzle to figure out as far as what to cover the objective, whatnot. I would have definitely liked if those 2 crucial plays were not battle shocked, right? That would have given us another 3 points and just given us a little bit more. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you feel, how you feel about Overwatch with like your armigers and stuff, because I mean, it's been scary on my receiving end of it. It makes me wonder why they can't let Titans have Overwatch, but you know, it is what it is, because I've had plenty of models picked up on my turn. That being said, thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far in the video, please do consider dropping a sub or sharing it with a friend. And I will continue to bring out some Knights content as well as other things. Most of these battle reports are going to be for Knights because I feel like there's not enough of that out there. And there is a following for it, so I will do that. But the battle reports will continue to come out with whoever I can get to come over and play. Thank you guys so much for watching. Till next time, as always, happy gaming.